Good evening. Come on in. Waiting for give a little time for you to jump on. Come on. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I see you. Come on in. I see you, Carlos. Come on in. I see you, Lady T, over on YouTube. Bernadette, come on in. Come on in. I'm not going to be long. Just a few other things that I want to share with you tonight and some things that I couldn't quite shake. So come on, come on. Do a few more minutes. I see you, Gloria, Kathy, Carl. Good to see you, man. Good to see you online. Good to see you. When you come on, let me know you're on by just saying something. Good evening, hello, how you doing, or something. I see you, Theresa. Mike. Man, I keep forgetting to reach out to you. I gotta send you an inbox, man. I got some stuff I need to send to you, so I'm gonna make sure that I do that as soon as I get off tonight. Come on, come on. Just say hello if you will. I see you, Toya, Juanita, and Andrea. Bless you. Bless you. Courtney, Mel, good to see you. I see you. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to jump right in just a second. In just a second. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see clearly. Anita Terrell, I see you. Cooper, I see you. Yeah, Mike, I promise you. I said that last time and I didn't get with you, but I'm going to do that tonight. So don't go to sleep right after I get off. Wait just a few minutes until I inbox you, man. I see you. All right, listen, I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you want to tag other people to come in, you can. If you want to share this post, you can. That's completely up to you. I believe the people that are intended to be on right now are on right now, that everyone who's supposed to be here is here right now. But I wanted to pick up with some things that I left off with on last night. I started last night. I want to pick up where I left off on last night. And I want to reiterate a few things, but then go a little bit deeper into it. And the music playing in the background is for me. It just kind of helps my mood. It's a good worshipful atmosphere for me. So that, not trying to be grand or dramatic or anything like that. It's just, it makes me feel better. Okay? Makes me feel better. But all yesterday and again today, I woke up this morning. I could really barely go to sleep last night because of this rare, unique surge of energy, anointing, force, power, spirit that was just pulsating through my entire being. It's like I couldn't really even rest. I sat up for a very long time. And then when I finally did lay down, I tossed a bit and only slept for a couple of hours, then was back up again because I kept feeling this surge and sensing this surge of energy. And there is a unique surge of energy pulsating just beneath the surface. I told you yesterday that miracles are beginning to manifest, and it's manifesting as a result of this energy that's arising right just beneath the surface, right on the other side of this three-dimensional plane of consciousness that we are most consciously aware of. But there is an energy, a force, a spirit, an anointing that is efforting, that's pushing up against this dimension, pushing up against it. And if you are intuitive, and if you are walking in alignment with God, with spirit, with your own divine nature, then I'm sure that you can sense the same kind of pulsating, resonating, intensified, rare energy, just surging through you like you're on the brink of something different, something huge, something big, something phenomenal, something that's unusual, something unique, something genuine, yet something authentic that is emerging from within us. And I'm saying to you, those of you that are on this tonight, that energy, that force, that power, that strength is an anointing. It's the Spirit of God beckoning and summoning you to the place of glory. And let me explain when I talk about glory, because unfortunately the church world, especially the Christian world, has kind of misinterpreted that word and kind of warped it and made it into something that's just about a bunch of emotions and feelings and jumping around and making a bunch of noises or chills running down your spine. The glory is not about feelings and emotions, and it's not about chills down the spine. It's not about visible representations, although there can be visible representations that precede the glory. What I mean by visible representations is people have described it as a cloud and other things of that sort. And I'm not sure whether people see clouds as much as the suggestion has been planted within their mind that's how that represents glory. So they manufacture the image from their own imagination, because that is not what the glory is, even according to biblical scriptures. If you're going straight biblically, when the glory is mentioned in Exodus chapter 33, it's at a time that Moses is having a dialogue with God about moving the children of Israel to their next location along the next chapter of their journey. And Moses has gotten so frustrated with them that he's ready to just chunk the whole thing. And it appears that as he's saying to God, he's saying, listen, if you want me to take them forward, then you got to promise to go with us. But if you don't go with me, then I'm not taking them another step. I'm sick of them. I've had enough. And at the time that he is having this dialogue and conversation with the divine, with the source, with God, he is standing on the mountain, and he is surrounded by a cloud of glory. The scripture precedes it by saying, and all of the children of Israel are standing in the door of their tent, watching as Moses disappears into the cloud. And so all of this is taking place while he's standing inside of this cloud. And he's saying, if you don't go with me, then I'm not going another step with these folk. They're hard-headed. They don't want to listen to nobody. And I'm tired of dealing with rebellious people. And so, God, if you don't go, I ain't going. And then after a little bit of back and forth, God, says to Moses, okay, well, you go ahead and take them to the next step, and I'm coming along with you. And Moses is still standing there. And he's like, I said, said, did you not hear me? That if you go ahead on and take them, then I'll be with you. I'm going with you. And Moses is still standing there. And then God says to Moses, okay, tell me, what is it that you want? Because clearly there's something else that's on your mind, something else that you desire. And then the phrase that follows is this. The request that Moses makes of God is this: show me your glory. Show me your glory. Now remember, at the time that he makes the request, he's already standing in the cloud and he's in the presence of God. So if the glory was the cloud and the presence, then what in the world would he be asking, show me your glory? So clearly he was aiming at something other than just being surrounded by a cloud or standing in the presence of God. He understood that the glory represented something deeper, something further than just coming into the presence or the parameter or being where God is. And because God is omnipresent, God is every place at all times. There is no place that God is not. So I am always in the presence of God, and the presence of God is always within me. But he says, despite your presence and the manifestation that of a cloud that surrounds me, I want to know, I want to look into your glory. Show me your glory. Now, in order to know what it is he was asking for, then you have to look at the answer that God gives him. God says to him, or as recorded according to this particular text in Exodus, that when he makes the request, Lord, show me your glory, God says, is purported to have said to Moses, well, now, Moses, what you're asking me, no man has looked into my face, that is, into the future of what where I'm going and what I'm about to do, and lived. He says, but what I will do is I'll hide you in the cleft of a rock and I'll pass by. And when I pass by, I'll let you look into my hinder part and you can see where I've been. So when he talks about looking into his face, the face represents the future, moving forward, and then the hinder part represents the past, moving from what has happened in the past. And so when God goes by, he reveals his hinder part. So what is the glory then? When God answers the question, he's saying, I'm going to allow you to look into the mind of God, into the thoughts of God, into the isness of God, and see the insight, revelation, understanding that is present, that resident knowledge that is inside of God, knowledge that is relevant to the future and relevant to what we call the past, what we call future and past, because of course God has no past, present, or future, because God encompasses all things. He's not bound by time. But from a three-dimensional relative point of view, it says, when you look into the glory, you are looking into the mind of God, the thoughts of God, the imagination or the isness of God, the revelation, insight, and understanding of God. Yes, and he's allowing you to see both the past and future. He says to Moses, you can't look in my face, but I'll let you look at my hinder part. And the text says that when God passes by, he removes his hand and allows Moses to look into the hinder part and see everything that had been. And so it is recorded and believed by historians that that's how Moses was able to write the book of Genesis, even though he wasn't there. And so he looks into the hinder part of God and writes, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Lord moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, even though he hadn't been there, but because he looked into the mind of God, the hinder part, it was able to see where God had been and all that had been done prior to he was able to write. However, in the New Testament, Testament, we are told in 1 Corinthians, I think it's chapter 3, that now we are able to look, behold the face of God, stand face to face and look into his glory. And by looking into that glory, it says we are transformed into that same image of glory, from glory to glory. In other words, that we're able to look into the mind of God and to the isness of God, the ether, that is the imagination, the thought, the revelation, the insight of God, and that we're able to not only see what has been, but to see what is to come. And that aligns itself with the promise that Jesus purportedly makes about the Holy Spirit, that when the Comforter is come, then he will lead you and guide you into all truth, and he will show you things to come. He will show you things to come. In other words, you're looking into the face of God, and so now you'll be able to see what's coming before it comes. You can look into the future and see it forming. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what real glory is. It's not you getting chills down your back. It's not a preacher hooping, grabbing his ear and hollering and screaming and everybody falling out on the floor. It's not somebody blowing on you or waving a coat at you and you falling out, but it's when God allows you access into the mind of God and begins to release wisdom, knowledge, insight, and revelation into your conscious mind. Why are we able to look into the face of God? Because we become consciously aware of the presence of God, not just above me, beneath me, and around me, but in me, through me, and as me, that we are the temple or the dwelling place or the house in which the Spirit of God, that is God himself, lives, that we are animated, three-dimensional expressions of God, uniquely expressing God in the earth. And so all the knowledge of God is already locked away in our spirit, and we just need to access it so that it can come into our conscious mind. And so we enter into the holies of holies, that is our spirit, and come face to face with the God, that divine spirit that we replicate and that we reflect, and glory, wisdom, knowledge, insight, and understanding comes cascading into our conscious mind, and we become consciously aware of what we have always known. Yes. And so what I'm saying to you is that there is a rare intensified energy and anointing that is emerging from within you. I know you can sense it and feel it. I know that you can feel something pulsating in your being and resonating all throughout your soul. That is the glory pushing up against the soul trying to come. That is the wisdom, the knowledge, the insight, the revelation of God trying to invade your conscious mind, making you aware of the thoughts of God, because he wants you to be prepared for what is coming so you can walk into it with great intentionality, and you can gain from it everything that you need in order to be able to attain and fulfill the purpose for which you were released into this three-dimensional world. I'm just talking right now. I'm just talking to try and lay a groundwork so you can understand what I'm talking about. And when I talk about that glory pushing up against the soul, your conscious mind, that revelation knowledge, I'm saying to you that there is creativity. Listen to me, in these next 60 days now, that I told you manifestation of miracles is going to be accelerated. Manifestation is accelerated. It is accelerated because the glory, that is the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, the revelations of God, is going to invade and penetrate your conscious mind and cause creativity creativity to begin to emerge in you, unlike what you have experienced before. You're going to find yourself being able to perform tasks and learn things and coming up with strategies that you hadn't even began to imagine. And some of them will cut so much against the norm that you'll be tempted to wonder, is this even possible? But I'm here to tell you, it is absolutely possible. And so as a result of that, so that you can be thoroughly convinced and thoroughly engulfed in that ability, that capacity of creativity and ability to and might to perform, that is to manifest the things that you desire, then there are predestined, orchestrated circumstances that every one of us are about to walk into. Some are already in them. Some of you are already in them. Some of you are already in them, and they are designed to put a demand on a depth of knowledge and insight that you are not even consciously aware that you have yet. That you are, these circumstances have been designed to put a demand on a level of understanding, revelation, and consciousness, creativity, and ability that you were not fully cognizant of, or that you were not completely aware that you had the ability to do. And so don't you despise the circumstance or the situation that you are finding yourself in right now, and to start thinking that it's too hard or it's too much or it's too challenging, because you don't know the capacity, the full capacity of the greatness that's in you until there is a demand that is placed upon it, and you are being shifted into positions, shifted into spaces and places right now that are designed to, that are predestined to, that are harmoniously orchestrated to place a demand on what's in you. And so when it begins to emerge from you, it may even shock and surprise you at what you are capable of doing. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Can y'all hear me while I'm talking? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear what I'm saying? If you can hear me, put it in the comments. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Put that in there so that I'll know that you're hearing me clearly. Like I said, the music is for me, but if it's a distraction, I can turn the music off. Y'all talk to me and let me know. Let me know what's going on so that I can make sure, because my goal is to make sure that you get the full essence of what I'm saying tonight. I'm seeing it now. Some of you writing, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Michael, where are you, man? Where you at, Mike? Where you at? There you go. Where you are? There you are, Mike. I'm still going to get with you afterwards. I still got some things that I want to send to you, but I also want to say this to you. I want to tell you that the Spirit is saying that new opportunities are about to be presented to you that are going to cause a complete sea change in your life. Your whole paradigm, your mode of operating, what you have become comfortable doing, you kind of got a routine, and that's really kind of fits your personality, because you kind of like things orderly and you want things to follow a certain pattern and a certain routine. But everything is about to be disrupted, and it has to be disrupted, or you would never really voluntarily move from the spot that you are in. And so what I hear him saying is that these circumstances that I was just speaking about, that are designed to place a demand on you, are beginning to unfold in your life, and they're going to happen intensely over these next 60 days, so that it can cause a disruption that will cause you to make some drastic moves and decisions. The only thing is that I don't want you to become distracted by fear or doubt or uncertainty, because as crazy as it might feel or seem, things are not out of control. There is indeed a design predestined plan, and there are lessons that lace every situation and circumstance and encounter that you're going to have in these next 60 days. And every one of them are designed to stretch you, to elevate you, to cause you to begin to evolve and step into a new sense of being and in thinking and operating in a different dimension and flowing from a much higher frequency, causing the intensity of the energy or anointing that is upon your life to be intensified, increased exponentially, which is what is going to cause the things that you have desired to begin to manifest at an accelerated pace. As a matter of fact, there are two things that have been on your mind that you've really wanted to see these things happen, and you thought that you got a plan in place, and your plan looks like it's a 2-year, 3-year plan, but I'm telling you, it's going to happen before the end of the year. Your 3-year plan has just become a 1-year plan, and it's going to manifest before the end of the year. Glory to God. That's what I'm hearing the Lord say. And it's going to begin to unfold. Just stand still and be strong and be steady and pay attention to the circumstances and listen for the voice that's within you, that intuition, that divine knowing that's already within your soul and spirit, so that you will hear the guidance and the direction that's being given to you, so that your steps will be intentional and they will be sure. There'll be no quaking in your boots in this one. No, sir. You're going to take sure steps even when others don't understand the steps that you're making. These are steps that are ordered by the Lord. Yeah, these are steps that are ordered by the Lord. Okay, and so what I was saying is that many of you are going to begin to experience the same kind of shifting in circumstances where it feels like chaos, but chaos always precedes shifting. Chaos and anarchy always precedes shifting. Now, I use the terms chaos and anarchy because they are something that we readily understand, but it's really not chaos. It's just simply God moving strategically, the universe repositioning the pieces on the chessboard for the next move and the next chapter. And so you can't be troubled or soon shaken in your mind because of how things look to be chaotic. And it's important that you keep the right perspective, the right attitude, the right disposition about these things that are going to occur, that you don't become anxious, frustrated, or fearful, that you don't become angry or mad or resentful or malicious about it, but that you see it through the eye of the Spirit. See through the eye of the Spirit, see through your divine eye and recognize the hand of God, the work of the universe that is now moving you strategically along to the next place, the next chapter of your life. There are shifting winds that are blowing, that are gently guiding you to the next chapter of your story. There are shifting winds that are blowing right now. I just saw someone that I lost you on here on the comments. I'm looking for you. I see you, Shivani. I'm so glad you came back on. I see you. Where are you? I just saw it while I was talking and I kept going. I should have stopped right then. I hope that you have not jumped off. There you are. I don't know you, Arnita Terrell, and I don't even know if I'm saying your name right. I have a bad habit of butchering names, so I may be saying your name the wrong way altogether. I know I got the Terrell part right. I know I got that part right. Arnita, that's what I think that it is. That's my phonetic pronunciation of the name. There are shifting winds that are taking place in your life. These shifting winds are there to gently guide you to the next chapter of your life, because right now you have been sensing, ever since somewhere around about the latter part of December coming into the new year, I can even hear you like, man, I really hope that the new year is going to bring a real change, because you feel this sense that you have outgrown where you are. It's like it's become too small for you. You're not comfortable anymore. What was comfortable is no longer comfortable to you now, and that is intentional, because the winds of change, the shifting wind is blowing in your life to move you into the next chapter, and that means that you're going to have to go through some of the pains of growth and evolution that just naturally or innately come when you are being shifted to a different chapter of life. What that means is that there are some relationships that will be untied. I don't want you to think of them as being cut. They're not cut. When something is cut, it's usually something that you mean for there to be some permanence. But these relationships are not that they are bad people, terrible people, evil people, or anything like that. It's that you have outgrown your surroundings, your circumstances, and your circle of friends. You still laugh and y'all have a good time, but you have begun to have a different view and perspective about your life, and taking on a seriousness about these next steps and this next part of your life that they still are not quite ready to step into. And so there'll be some untying, not cutting, but untying. When you untie, it means that it leaves room for there to be a reconnection somewhere down the road, if that is indeed in the cards or part of the purpose. But that there's no maliciousness, no anger, no vindictiveness, just that, it's time for me to make some moves and take some steps, because I feel like the next part of my life, and you're right, is about to be substantial, and that I need to now come into the circle, or into a circle of influencers that are going to be able to give me the kind of insight, understanding, and knowledge that I need to navigate and matriculate on this next level of living in this next chapter of your life. That there is some maturing and evolution that's taking place in you, so that you will finally be able to now start to make sense of what's happening inside of you, and the spiritual giftings that you've always been consciously aware of in you, but not really fully understood, and therefore not fully embraced. But this is the time that you're going to come. That's why you're not on this live by accident. This is not just a coincidence. You are here so that I can say this to you, but to also let you know that there are others around. There are other people that are right beyond your fingertips, that are able to relate to who you are and where you want to go, and are designed to feed you and pour into you and create opportunities for you and open doors for you that will allow you to tap into your own greatness. And I just heard business as well. that you have, there's some type of business acumen that you need to acquire to really be able to step out and scale up the ideas that you have in your mind about the things that you want to launch. And that's the operative word for this year, not just for you, but for everybody. The word is launch. And there are some things that you have been desirous to launch, to bring forward in the area of business, but you have yet to acquire the acumen, the skills, the ability, the know-how, the strategic understanding that's necessary to scale it up so that it's not just on a small, minuscule basis. But right now, these steps that you are taking, you are about to come in contact with those who are strategic partners. Listen to me. They are strategic partners. Listen to me. I'm going to say it again. Are you listening to me, Sister Terrell? They are strategic partners designed to give you what you need so that you'll be able to make intentional steps that will help you in fulfilling and manifesting the things that you have desired. Yeah. All right. All right. I see you. I see you. Yes. Arnita, I see you. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. I see you. I see you. I see you. So what I'm saying to all of you again, let me keep going here, is that yeah, yeah. Okay. Taretha Bailey. Taretha, you know I know you. We are old friends, but we don't talk as much and communicate as much or anything like that. I met you through your pastor, Pastor Corbin, a good friend of mine as well. And so I'm saying that so that, people will understand that what I'm saying to you comes from the Spirit and not from our relationship, because you and I don't talk very often. As a matter of fact, we just recently reconnected. But I want to say to you that you have to be calm and you have to embrace the change. Don't try and hold on too tightly to what you have, because the law of exchange says that you have to give in order to receive. You have to let some things go in order for the greater to come. You have to be willing to give some things away, to release some things, to make room for the new that wants to come into your life. And right now, it seems like there are certain things that are pulling away from you, and you are trying to hold on to them because they are precious and they mean a lot to you and it's important to you, and you've invested in this and you don't want to see it go, or you don't want to see this. But what's really happening is those things are now exiting by necessity to make room for what God is getting ready to bring into your life. And I'm telling you that what is coming is greater than what is leaving. Let me say it again. And when I say that, please don't, I'm not denigrating the things that are leaving or the persons that are leaving or anything like that. Please don't take it that way. What I'm saying is that what's coming will serve you better than what has already been. Certain things are only designed to bring you to a certain point and position in your life. And once that purpose is fulfilled, then it's time for it to move on so that you can make room for the next thing that will take you to the next place of your life. And what is coming is going to serve you better than what has been. So you can't be shaken and you can't be afraid to let go and let the house be cleaned and let the house be emptied so that he can refill it. My goodness. Yes, with abundance, with abundance, with abundance. And you are going to begin to live from the overflow. You've spent the majority of your life living from moment to moment, from week to week, from check to check, from circumstance to circumstance, from mountain to valley to mountain to valley to mountain to valley. But you're about to have a series of wins that are going to cause you to realize that you're not going from mountain to valleys, but you're going from mountain to mountain to mountain to mountain to mountain to mountain to mountain, and you're going to begin to live in the overflow that you've had a cup that was 3/4 full, but you're about to have your cup completely running over, and you will be able to live and survive and thrive off of the overflow. Your heart has always been to serve others. Your heart has always been to help others, to be there and do and give of yourself, of your time, of your talent, of your treasure. Now your reward is coming. Your reward, and I'm not talking about magic, hocus pocus, and abracadabra, poof, this is this going. No. Your reward is going to come in the form of opportunities, 2 of them, that the moment you take advantage of them, they are going to thrive and they are going to flourish so quickly. You're going to be like, why didn't I do this a long time ago? 2 of them before this 60 days is up. 60 days, accelerated manifestation. 60 days of accelerated manifestation. Y'all excuse me a second. So as I was saying, so in this moment, you got to be prepared to navigate these challenges, knowing that they are designed to place a demand on you, Excuse 1 second. Cooper, Juanita, look further south. Look further south in Florida, not up near the central Florida. Go further south in Florida. Go further south. You probably never heard of this before, but there is a little place in Florida called Ludwig, Florida. I'm sure you probably ain't never heard of that before in your life if you're not from Florida. Anybody from Florida has probably heard of it. It's a little place, a little town. Lord have mercy. Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's about 60 to 100 miles south of there. Not there. You're not going from small town to small town. You're going to a major city. It's about 100 miles south of there. What a weird anchor point. Clewiston. My goodness. Not Ludwig. Clewiston. Not Ludwig. Clewiston. Thank you. Not Ludwig. Clewiston. It's about 100 miles south of Clewiston. Erase Ludwig. Just erase it. Clewiston. It's about 100 miles south of Clewiston. Look there. Look there. Okay? Look there. Look there. Look there. Clewiston, did you get that, Cooper? If you got it, no, put in the comments, I got it. Put it in there so that I'll know that you got what I said. Clewiston. And spell it the best way you can, because I don't know how to spell it. Clewiston. I'm sure if you Google it'll correct it for you. Not Ludwig, Clewiston. Not Ludwig, Clewiston. Clewiston. You got it? Good. About 100 miles south of Clewiston. Okay? Now Ludwig. I don't know where Ludwig comes from. Clewiston, Florida. Okay? Ashley, Spell the name out. I guess that's how you spell it. It looks right to me. so, so I'm gonna take your word for it, Ashley. That looks right to me. Okay, that looks right to me. 100 miles south of there. That's where you need to look. So these things are coming, and they are occurring, and they are happening to place a demand on what's inside of you. And then I said to you on last night, and I want to repeat it again tonight, this is really vitally important. Do not despise the ravens. Do not despise the ravens in this time, in this season, and really moving forward for the rest of your life. Do not despise the raven, because you are not always fed by eagles, and you're not always fed by the doves. But Elijah was fed by a raven, and ravens are scavengers. They're considered filthy or dirty birds. They eat dead things or leftover things, and so they're not considered to be clean. Yet the thing that was going to feed Elijah was a bird that was considered unclean and dirty. And some of the people that God is that the universe is drawing into your sphere of influence are not what you would necessarily call clean, or that you would normally associate with, or that you would normally talk to, or the people that you would don't necessarily have an affinity for, or that you may even have some prejudice against. Oh my goodness, yeah. But I'm telling you, don't despise the raven. Be open your mind, your consciousness, your heart, to be able to receive whomever the people are that are being sent into your life at this moment. Be careful how you entertain these new people that are showing up in your life. You can't be standoffish, and you can't be callous and cold. You got to be willing to be open and to be a little vulnerable, so that you are able to get the full benefit, because these people that are beginning to show up now, especially within these next 60 days, but even moving forward from there, are people that are sent strategically, not by accident, not by coincidence, but they are coming with trays of resources, a tray of blessings that they're going to be able to help you with. And like I said to you last night, they may not have your same church affiliation. They may not come from the same cultural background, environmental background. They may not have the same sexual orientation or sexual orientation that you necessarily like or agree with. You cannot allow yourself to be concerned with that. They are not being sent to you for you to proselytize them. They are sent to bless you. They are sent to advance you. They are sent to enhance you. They are sent to create opportunities for you. They are being sent into your life to feed you. Are you hearing me? They are going to feed you, and you'll be able to live off of the strength of that bread for years to come. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That these relationships that are about to be forged, these connections, yes, these encounters are going to bring you the kind of information, insight, understanding, and opportunity that will revolutionize your life, and you'll be able to live off of the residual effect of coming into contact with these people, my goodness, for several years down the road. You'll be looking after 10 years, 20 years down the road, you'll be looking back to that moment when you met this person or that person or that person, and everything shifted and changed. And please discern it carefully and quickly. These are not mates and spouses. Let me say it again. These are not mates and spouses. Okay. Thank you. These are not necessarily mates and spouses. I had to qualify it because I heard the Spirit say, well, in some cases it might be. So I'm just like, okay, all right, well, in some cases it might be. But for the most part, these are not mates and spouses. These are people that are just simply designed. These are not bosom buddies that you're going to be hanging out with all the time and ripping and running, and y'all going to become besties. These are people that are strategically being sent into your life to create resources and opportunities and bring you information that you wouldn't normally have access to. As a matter of fact, they will open doors that will allow you to step into rooms that you wouldn't have been invited in before. You are going to find yourself standing in rooms with people who of influence that you would have never been able to walk in before, but because you had this encounter, because you made this connection, they are going to be the one to usher you into rooms that you have been preparing for years. And remember that the level of your preparation will be reflected in the size of the opportunity. The level of your preparation will be reflected in the size of the opportunity. So if you haven't been consistently preparing, then you will recognize that the opportunity may not be as big as you may have wanted it to be. Nonetheless, take advantage of the opportunity so you can get the OJT, that is the on-the-job training. And as your knowledge increases, then the opportunity will expand itself. It will expand, my goodness, itself. And listen, you cannot listen to me. I posted this earlier on Facebook earlier this morning, and I want to make sure that I drive this point home right here in this place. You cannot judge the contents of the vessel by the vessel. Don't let the book, don't let the outside, don't let the vessel deter you from getting the precious ointment that's inside of the vessel. The vessel may not look like what you're accustomed to. It may not come in a package that you necessarily like or agree with, that doesn't fit within your own little religious box, which you really need to ball up and throw away altogether, because it's an illusion and a delusion. But it may not come fitted within that little religious box of yours. It may not fit into your cultural box. It may not fit into your environmental box. It may not fit into your academic educational box. It may not fit into your philosophical box. It does not matter. It may not look like what necessarily you would ever really associate yourself with, but don't allow what it looks like or the vessel looks like on the outside cause you to miss the precious ointment that's inside of the vessel. The precious knowledge, wisdom, insight, understanding, revelation, opportunity, skill, oh my goodness, that's inside of the vessels that are about to come into your life. Some of them will be young, some are old, some are old, some are old. My goodness, Cooper, I'm coming back to you. Some are old. I don't know why I see this older gentleman, older white gentleman, older white man. I'm only saying that because I want to be specific. It has nothing to do with prejudice or anything like that. But I see this older white man that coming into your life and creating opportunities for you, So pay attention to that. Don't get caught up with how the vessel looks or the package on the outside. Don't allow your own prejudices to cause you to miss the ointment that's being brought to you, the gift, Lord, the opportunity that's being presented to you, because it's not in the package that you desire. This is not about the package. It's about what's inside of the package. Listen to what I said. This is not about the package. You can't get caught up into that. That's one of the problems amongst many religious people, but I speak about Christians a lot because I grew up in the Christian church, and then before I finally divorced that whole mindset and ideology, I began to embrace the divine God as God, because God is not a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim or a Hindu or a Buddhist or any of these other religions. I talked about that last night. They are simply tools, and I don't get my identity from a tool. I use the tool in order to complete the task, and then my identity is couched in God. I am a divine expression of God. That's my identity. Okay, that's my identity. That's my identity. So I don't want you to get caught up with all of that stuff on the outside, and you mess around and miss this opportunity, because some of these ravens that are coming into your life are going to be atheists, and some of them will be of another religious ideology that you are not familiar with. And one of the issues with Christianity is that it tries to control and manipulate its people by keeping it in this little box that says that we're the only ones right and everybody else is wrong. And so therefore you need to come out from among them. Be ye separated, of the scriptural text that they've taken completely out of context. But I don't have time to go into the exegesis of that particular text tonight. That's not my assignment. My point is, don't you listen to that foolishness. You already know better than that. There's a knowing inside of you that you've always had in you that was like, something about that ain't right. And so you even secretly had friends and other people that you connected with and that you liked, that you kind of kept secret, because you knew if the saints knew you were hanging out with them, they would have sent you to every 15 types of hell. Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank God for freedom from bondage, okay? Because God can use whoever it chooses in order to bring you what you need. And so you prepare yourself to receive from the ravens. Don't get caught up looking at the vessel. Don't get caught up looking at the vessel. I see you, Paula. Hold on one second. I got something for you. Don't get caught up looking at the vessel. Don't you dare get caught up looking or gazing at the vessel and deciding, well, I don't want no parts of that, because you are going to miss the treasure. We have this treasure in earthen vessels. Didn't say that it was a beautiful vessel or that it was a Christian vessel or a Buddhist vessel or a Hindu vessel or an atheist vessel. It didn't say it was a black vessel or an Indian vessel or a Hispanic vessel. He says that all of humanity has treasure within it. Every person has some hidden treasure within them, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of men. That is of the divine nature, that God that lives within them, and they are coming to bring you a gift from God. And so you need to be open to that. You need to be open to that. Let me talk to Paula for a second. Paula, what I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying to say to you tonight is that in these next 60 days, there are two things that are going to begin to manifest and take place in your life. The first is healing. True, in-depth, emotional healing from the trauma scars that still remain in the realm of your soul, that you mask very well with your joyous, blooming, happy, bubbly personality, and 99.999% of the people around you would never know how much you hurt and how much you ache and so many internal struggles that you are having. And God is saying that this is the time and this is the moment where you're going to begin to get healing in those areas. But listen to this, and this is the part that's a little tricky and a little difficult for you, might be a little difficult for you, because in order for this healing to be fully manifested within you, you have got to take your hands and put it on that wall and start to take the bricks out piece by piece by piece by piece by piece by piece by piece. Because you're going to discover that the world is not as scary as you think that it is, and that you are not the person that you think that you are. That there is so much inside of you that is locked away behind fear, behind trauma, behind scars, behind hurt. And this is the time for real, authentic, genuine wholeness and healing to take place in your life. This is the time for real, genuine healing and wholeness to take place in your life. This is coupled with the second thing. that is going to begin to manifest itself on a grander scale. You've had a sampling of it for the majority of your life, and that is in the area of your dreams and your visions that you consistently have had for the majority of your life. But now I'm hearing the Spirit say that they're about to be amplified, and the things that you are going to begin to see are going to begin with you first and then flow out of that, because there is a commissioning, there is an energy, there is an intensity of energy, there is an anointing that is in you and upon you to be able to minister to so many hurting people, so many hurting women and children, that you'll be able to reach into their lives. But he's going to start with you. And so what you're going to begin to see in vivid color, you're going to begin to see in vivid dreams, both waking dreams and sleeping dreams, both in visions that are open and closed, are going to be more specifically designed to show you different areas of yourself, so that you can go ahead and relinquish and release those areas, so you can be fully whole and healed in those areas. And then after the work is complete, it will begin to flow outward, and that vision will be so sharp and so clear, and yes, glory to God, and precise, that it's going to aid you in being able to have an impact on the lives of so many women and children. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Play this back on the replay. Play it back on the replay. Play it back on the replay. Yeah. Play it back on the replay. Play it back on the replay. I saw someone else on the line, and I'm looking for you now. I'm looking. I know you too. We have a long relationship. I'm just trying to find you and hope and see if you're still on here. There you are, Kiwi. Kiwi, are you still on here, or did you just pop in and out? If you're still on here, make a comment that says I'm still here, so that I know that you're here. Make a comment and put something in the comments to let me know that you are still here. Don't become so distracted by the wind and the waves and the fire and the earthquake that you miss the voice. I'm talking to everybody right now while I'm waiting on Kiwi. Okay, I see you, Kiwi. I see you. I see you. I see you. Just hold on one second. Listen to me, everyone. Don't become so distracted by the winds, the waves, the earthquakes, the fire, that you lose sight of the voice. Listen for the voice of God speaking from within you. God does not live, God is everywhere. So of course, there's no place that God isn't, but God takes up residence inside of you. You are the divine expression of God in the earth. You are God in the flesh. So when God wants to talk to you, he doesn't have to come out of you to speak to you. He speaks from within you. Are you hearing me? The Spirit, it speaks from within you and then registers consciousness, but it speaks in a still small voice. That the reason that it's described in that manner is not really a depiction of the size of the voice, as it is that it depicts the voice surrounded by the clutter of the rain and the wind and the fire and the earthquake. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The clutter of day-to-day life, the clutter or the echoes of what mom and them said and grandmama and them said and what your community has said and misinterpreted experiences and all of these things that have happened in your life that keep echoing in your mind, that keep telling you this is your truth, this is who you are, this is how life is. And yet there's this voice that is piercing all of that, saying, no, you're better than this, you're bigger than this, that's not your reality. Your reality is right here with where I'm trying to show you, and I'm I'm telling you to quiet yourself, get into a place where you can be quiet and hear the still small voice of God speaking within you and giving you insight for these next 60 days. There are some of you that he's going to begin to tell you about strategic investments. I just heard that. That's you, Kiwi. Oh my goodness, I'm coming to you right now. That's you, Kiwi. What I'm hearing is that the Spirit of the Lord is saying that he's already began to deal with you, and your mind has already started to begin to go in that area. Matter of fact, I see you Googling and looking online and wanting to know more about investments, because he's going to talk to you about making some strategic investments that are going for people who actually work in the financial market, because it's not going to make sense. It's like no, nobody would invest in that company. Nobody would consider that particular corporation or that company or that stock or that option. But he's going to begin to deal with you concerning it, and the knowledge that you're trying to gain about these kinds of investments. You can continue to Google and read books, but there are 3 people that are getting ready to come into your life. One of them is already there. There is a person that you were a colleague of yours that works with you in real estate there, that has a real insight and knowledge where investments are concerned. You need to go ahead and connect with that person. That's the reason why they seem to favor you so much and like you so much. And I know how guarded you are, but this is one time you need to let the guard down and let them in, because they're coming to give you some real insight in how the market is played, and so that you can understand the mechanics of it. You'll understand how it functions and operates. Now, he'll try and give you some tips about who you should invest in and who you shouldn't. You don't listen to that. You learn the mechanics. You learn how it operates. You learn how all the strategies of the market. That's what his assignment is in your life. And then from there, listen to the intuitive knowing that's within you about what you should make, what investment you should make. Keep hearing strategic investments, that he's going to give you strategic investments that are not going to seem to follow the norm of what most people would say is a worthy investment, but they are going to pay off, and I see them paying off exponentially, and that it's going to create a residual income that will surpass what you are making in real estate. Whoa. Whoa. I said it will surpass what you are making, and you're doing well, but it's going to surpass what you are making in real estate. Don't stop your real estate. That's just another stream of income. That's just another stream of income. But your investments, the residual from your investments are going to surpass, yes, my goodness, it's going to surpass what you are making while you are working in real estate. So, and ask them tomorrow about options. He's going to explain that. Ask them tomorrow about what are options? How do I invest in them? That get the understand. I'm trying to learn about it myself, man. But and now he got me talking to you about. But learn about that, because that's going to be the key, and that's what's going to create that residual. And while I talked about streams of income, immediately I heard emerge within my spirit, the Spirit of the Lord say, that's just her second stream of income, but there are 2 more that are going to follow it. And there are 2 other ideas that you have been toying around with in your mind. One of them old, one of them new. One of them is an old idea, one of them is a new idea. One of them is an old idea, one of them is a new idea. You've been tossing them around, but you keep saying, not yet, not yet. I want to get financially here first, and I want to be stable in this first. But I'm telling you, this is the time for you to launch. You have got to learn to multitask. task. For what is in front of you, you've got to be willing to learn how to multitask. You can sleep later. You can sleep when you're filthy rich and you are able to sit back in your mansion and put your feet up. But right now, you got to hustle and grind and multitask, because those other two streams of income, streams of revenue are going to require you to put some grind in and some work in. But the work's going to seem easy because you love it so much and you're passionate about it, and because of the strategic partners that are going to come into your life that's going to pave a road for you to be able to walk down it and begin to launch these businesses. And I know that if you follow what I'm saying to you, you will launch one of them before the end of this year and the other be at the beginning of the next year. You're going to need to hire some people. Yeah, you thought about it. You thought about it, but you didn't think it was going to be this soon. Yeah, you're going to need to hire some people. You need a team, because it's going to be too much for you to try and handle by yourself. Got it? You got it? You got it? Keely, just answer me in the comments if you got it. Say I got it. You got it? Oh, it's gotten cold now. I know you didn't. Yeah, I know you didn't. But I told you this is the time of acceleration. Everything is being accelerated. Ebony Bailey, I don't know you. I looked at your page and I was like, man, I need to send this person a friend request, because I need to talk to her, because you have an innate ability and a gift to be able to speak and to articulate clearly and to minister to people. And you haven't even began to see the kind of following that you are going to have before the end of this year is out. I see your following beginning to exponentially grow. Hold on, wait a minute before you get excited. But there are some things that you have to grow and evolve into. And so we didn't meet and we didn't connect by accident or by coincidence. This is a divine plan and purpose of God. This is a predestined order of God to bring you to the next step of your spiritual journey. Wherever you have been, and I don't know because I don't know you, we don't know each other, wherever you have been has brought you as far as they can take you. Right now, you're just rehashing what you've already known and what you've already been taught. But I'm here to tell you and inform you, and not inform, to confirm to you that there is a deeper, much deeper depth that is available to you that will make you 10x times more impactful and more effective in your ministry. And it will go beyond just women. It will be for the body as a whole. It will be for the body as a whole. But you got to steady yourself, quiet yourself for a while. This is going to sound a little crazy to you, but you need to take a sabbatical and pull back so that you are able to get into your own consecrated space, and you're able to commune and communicate with the God that lives within you. And then here, watch this, you need to unlock your mind. That means divorce yourself from all of the things that you think that you know, all of the things that you think that you are sure of, and just simply sit with an open mind. And as the questions begin to arise from within you, don't be afraid to ask the question. Ask the question. Ask the question, because the question is what's going to lead you down what I like to call is a rabbit hole that will cause you to begin to discover just how deep the rabbit hole goes. This is a motto I live by that I want to give it to you. Ask questions, get answers, and then question the answers. Ask questions, get answers, and then question the answers. I know already that within you there is a sensing and uneasiness because you know that there has to be more, there has to be a deeper depth, and but there are some things that you have been almost apprehensive because of where you've been and what you've been taught and what has been rehearsed, because faith comes by hearing. So what we could consistently hear is what we begin to activate our faith upon. We set our expectation, and faith has no choice but to undergird or be the substance of the thing that we are expecting. But beneath all of that, you keep sensing it, you keep feeling it, that that something is calling you deeper, calling you into a deeper place, into a deeper knowledge. And some questions that have already begin to come in your mind are so controversial that you just rebuked and pushed away and pushed down. That's not a devil, that's not a demon, that's not a spirit, there's nothing wrong with your mind. Those are the questions. That is the voice of God emerging within you, urging you to ask. To you liberally, ask so he can unlock the gates and allow you to go through the doors and the portals and the windows that are behind it. Ask so that you can step into a place of glory, that is wisdom, revelation, insight, and knowledge that you never even imagined existed. And so when you step into that, understand that it comes at a price. There'll be some ridicule, there'll be some finger pointers, there'll be some who say you're off your rocker, you're off, you missing God, you've been bewitched, the devil has got you, you lost your mind, you gone crazy, and all the rest of that stuff. Let them talk. Let them talk. Do not let it deter you. I promise you, if you take this journey, you're going to be glad that you did, and you will experience exponential growth, and your platform will become bigger than you ever even imagined that it could be. Accelerated growth, accelerated manifestation. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Please put in the comments if you heard me. Just say, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Man, I've been on here for over an hour. I didn't mean to be on here this long. I really didn't mean to be on here this long. I'm looking for you. Did she jump off? I hear you. There you go, Ebony. I see you. There you go. Okay. You got others saying, I hear you for you. Okay, I'm glad you heard what I said. Listen, I'm gonna try and close this. I'm gonna try and bring this to an end. But listen to what I'm saying. Every action shifts the atmosphere around you. Every one of your actions, listen to me, about these next 60 days, every one of your actions shifts the atmosphere around you, causing a corresponding. So you need to be intentional about your movements in these next 60 days. And beyond that, you should be intentional about your movements, but you need to be very consciously and cognitively aware about your movements in these next 60 days. Because it's like our hand, my hand, your hand, if you stick it out in front of you, it's surrounded by air, oxygen all around it. Every time you move your hand, you are shifting the air that surrounds it. And when that air is shifted, because it doesn't sit in a vacuum, it is connected to all the other molecules around it. Then when that air shifts, everything that it's connected to, it begins to shift. It creates a ripple effect, a chain effect. I'm telling you that your movements in these next 60 days need to be very intentional and strategic. strategic because you are shifting the atmosphere around you. So your decisions, your choices, your movements need to be into. You don't have time to play around and mess around in these next 60 days. Take a break from hanging out with the girls or with the guys and cutting the fool and doing silly stuff. You need to really put in the work to be intentional about what you are doing, because you are creating a new atmosphere which will formulate a new climate for your life. Let me say this again. You are creating a new atmosphere which will formulate a new climate for your life. Your movement, your every movement is shifting the atmosphere around you. So be intentional with your movement. Be intentional with your choices, your decisions. Be intentional about those you communicate with and dialogue with and hang around. Be intentional about where you go and where you don't go and when you are silent, and your prayer time and your meditation time and your fasting time. Be intentional, because every one of your movements are creating a new atmosphere that will formulate a climate that will be with you for the next 5 years. Woo. For the next 5 years. And so be intentional about your moves, be intentional about your decisions and your choices, and be strategically intentional about what you let come out of your mouth. You need to mind your mouth. You need to be very cognizant of the words that you say. Don't be speaking all of these limiting phrases and defeated phrases, and be careful, those of you who would normally speak these kinds of crazy stuff out of your mouth, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that, I'm so stupid. Don't you dare. Not during this period. I'm telling you, you shouldn't do it at all, but certainly not during this period. You need to be very careful about what comes out of your mouth, because your mouth gives form to your energy. I posted this earlier on my Facebook page, and I want to elaborate and extrapolate from it tonight, that your voice gives form to your energy as a vibrational force. That's how you begin to manifest. That's what begins the manifestation process. It begins with a thought, an idea, an image, imagination, a vision, a strategy. And then as you begin, that strategy changes your perception. And when your perception changes, it changes your conversation. And then your conversation now mirrors what your strategy is, the vision that you are holding in your conscious mind. And when you open your mouth and begin to speak, the vibrational pull of your voice gives form to the energy created within your mind and begins to go out now vibrationally, gathering together all the elements across dimensions to bring into manifestation the things that you are speaking. And because we are in a period of accelerated manifestation, you have to be careful about what you let come out of your mouth. Speak those things that are good, that are pure, that are happy, that are joyous, that are strategic, that are prophetic over your life and over the lives of those that you come in contact with. Make your words positive, seasoned with salt. Make your words strategic, but don't just be allowing any old thing to just come flowing out of your mouth and coming up out of your lips, because you are giving form to an energy. You are giving form to an energy that will ultimately begin to manifest at an accelerated pace in your life. And we don't want to manifest anything that we don't really want. Okay? We don't want to be manifesting anything that we don't really want. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? You don't want to manifest anything that we don't really want. So be very strategic. Mind your mouth. Mind your mouth. I'm looking at somebody. I'm coming to you in just a moment. Mind your mouth. Be careful about what you are allowing to flow out of your mouth, what you give voice to, because your words and life. Did you hear what I just said? Your words are spirit that produces life. You are giving life to things when you begin to speak out of your mouth, because you are verbalizing, vocalizing, and giving form to an energy that you are releasing into the earth realm. And then now all of nature has no choice but to submit to the authority that you speak with, because you are the reflection of the highest power that there is, that is God. You are divine spirit. So heaven and earth and nature all walk in submission to the sound of your voice. So you are substantively creating your world. You are substantively creating your world. You are creating your world. It's not a devil, not a demon, not a spirit, not a Hank, not a prophet, not an apostle, not a bishop, not a pastor, not an evangelist, not a city, not a culture, not a religion, not a other person. You are the progenitor of your own world. So you need to mind your mouth, especially in these next 60 days. Tomorrow will be 59. We're counting it down. So in these next 60 days, some of the things that you have been desirous of, and have wanted to see seem as though they are dead, that they are lifeless, that they are hopeless. I'm getting ready to butcher another name. I know I'm going to get this wrong. I know your last name is James, but the first one I'm going to say Belita. Belita. Phonetically, that's the way it looks to me. Belita, please forgive me. I mean no harm or disrespect if I am butchering your name. I'm pretty sure that I am. But I'm just saying it the way that I see it. Belita, are you still here? Are you still here? If you are still on the live, please say something in the comments to let me know you're still here. There you are. I see you, Belita. I see you. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that did I say it right for real? Yay, me. Give myself a high five. Lord have mercy. All right. Belita, what I'm hearing is that there are some things, there are some things, some ideas and some visions that you had some time ago that seem almost dead. They seem to be lifeless, that you've kind of like counted those things out and said, well, maybe that just wasn't God. Maybe I missed God on that. Or maybe that's for somebody else. Let me go ahead and focus on what I'm doing right here in front of me. But what I hear the Lord saying is that it's not dead, it's just sleeping. Lord have mercy. It's your Lazarus. Oh my goodness. I said it's your Lazarus. It's not dead, it's just sleeping. And while it might be stinking, that means that it is stale, long gone, life seeped out of it. Seems as though that there is absolutely no hope for it, because so much time has passed. It is not dead, it is only sleeping. But here is the instruction. Watch the pattern that Jesus gives in this particular story or this narrative. When he comes to the site, he informs them that resurrection or life is personified in me. I am the epitome of what life is. Well, then if that was true of Jesus, then it is also true of you as well, Belita, as well as all the rest of us, because I've been telling you all night that we are God in the flesh. We are a divine animated representation of God in the earth. We are how God expresses and experiences itself in a three-dimensional form. We are uniquely formed in the likeness and image of God. So therefore, all life is inside of you. And so you have the power of the resurrection in you. You are the resurrection and you are the life. And let me give you a scripture to help you with that, because that same spirit, force, power, energy that raised up Jesus from the dead also quickens or makes alive or resonates or resides in your mortal resurrection. That means whether this thing remains asleep or not is solely dependent upon you. And this for you to go back to the graveyard where you laid it, go back to the book, the journal that you wrote it in, go back to the journal or the little tablet that you wrote it in and resurrect it. But you got to first take away the stone. Now, imagine this, Jesus standing there at the tomb and Lazarus is on the other side of it. The thing that is filled with potential, the thing that is lifeless but has potential and purpose and possibility is inside of the tomb, and the Almighty is standing there. He could easily have just waved his hand and the stone would have been rolled away. He could have snapped his finger and the stone crumbled to bits, but instead he says to those around him, if you want what's inside, you put your hand on it and you move the stone. And what God is saying is that you got to now apply the corresponding action, the work, the effort to remove the stone. Don't let the stone stop you. Don't let the difficulty of resurrecting this thing be the thing that will deter you from pursuing it, because if you will make the sweat investment. Woo, that's good. The sweat investment in rolling away the stone, the next phase of it will be voice activated. My goodness, let me say it again, that if you will make the sweat investment of moving the stone, that is moving all of the encumbrances and crossing over all the hurdles that are necessary to set the stage for this thing to come back to life, then the next phase of it will be voice activated. You won't have to put your hand on it. You'll be able to call it and summon it and say, come forth, come forth. You'll be able to summon it and it will spring forth by itself, reanimated, regenerated, and ready to produce in your life. And this is not just one idea. My goodness, you're an ideas person. I was talking to somebody like you the other night. You're an ideas person. You've got several ideas that you've written down, that you have jotted in places or made notes about or kept in the back of your mind, that you have just kind of just pushed them away because you wanted to remain focused. But let me say to you what I said to Kiwi, you're going to have to learn how to multitask. You're going to have to learn how to be able to keep several plates in the air spinning at the same time, because it's time for all of these ideas that you have been left sitting on shelves to be resurrected and to begin to come forth. This is your time to launch. This is your time to manifest. This is your time to see and experience exponential growth. And that is what's going to produce the streams of income to come into your life. Several new streams of income. Every new idea, well, they're not really new, they're old ideas, but every idea that you will launch as a new thing will produce another level of revenue stream, another revenue streams, and you're going to create generational wealth. Oh my goodness, that will be here long after you've made your transition. That's it. I said, if you got all of that, but please make a comment. Let me know that you got it. Let me know that you got it. Let me know that you got it. And I'm gonna leave the video up so you're able to go back and re-listen again. All of you, you can get it on replay. I've been on here for over an hour and a half, and I certainly didn't mean to be on that long. I'm waiting on you to make a comment. But Belita, yeah. To let me know that you got what I said. Every one of you on here should be, you got it. Good. Every one of you on here should be sensing an urgency to move forward. That the stagnation is almost suffocating you, and you feel this urgency of now. That's saying, I gotta get moving. I gotta do it now. I gotta make it happen. Don't ignore that. Embrace it. It is designed for this moment, this hour, this season that we are in, for these next 60 days of accelerated manifestation. I'm gonna stop. I gotta quit. I gotta quit. Mel, I was looking for you, man. I was waiting on you to get on here, and you just popping up. Or maybe you've been here the whole time and you just hadn't said nothing, and so I didn't know that you were out there. But I was looking for you because you was like, I'm coming. But I want you to know this, that you are about to enter in, well, not about to, you are entering, you have entered into a space of rest. Yeah. Listen to me, Melody. I'm gonna call you Martha for right now, because you have been troubled by many things, always trying to do and make happen and serve and make this for this, that one, and the others. But this is your time of rest, and you're gonna have the resources to be able to rest the way that you want to rest. I'm talking about because I know how much you like to travel, and you may as well go ahead and get you a passport. Yes, get a passport, because you're getting ready to do some traveling, and you're getting ready to do some relaxing, and you're getting ready to get some exposure to different cultures that is going to sharpen your iron. It's going to sharpen your iron. You're going to be able to rest and relax, as well as be sharpened at the same time, and gain wisdom and I see you writing. Lord have mercy. Listen, as long as I've known you, I've never known you to be a writer, but this is what I'm seeing. I see you sitting. If I told you, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I see you sitting in a bungalow. There's water out in front of you, and you're sitting at in a bungalow behind a little table writing, and you are writing, and this is a book that's inside of you that you need to begin to write. This is a book. I keep hearing memoir. So this book is based upon your life and some of your experiences and challenges that you have faced, that you need to write this book, because the wisdom that's going to be released through this book is going to benefit so many people. I've never known you to be a writer. Maybe you always have been, and I just didn't know, but I'm telling you what I see. It's so clearly. You sitting there in this bungalow, sitting behind this little brown wooden desk. Not really brown, it's kind of like a pecan color wooden desk. It looks almost like you're in a tropical island surrounding. I can't tell whether it's the Caribbean, the West Indies, or some other place, but something like that. And the water's right there in front of you, and the breeze is blowing in, and you are writing. You are sitting there just writing away. You better hush your mouth. Listen to you. I'm going to put this on screen if that's all right with you, Mel. She just said, you're right, I have the headers for the chapters in my checkbook. Look at that. She says, I have the headers for the chapters in my checkbook. And I've never known you to be a writer in all the years that I've known you. We've been knowing each other for a very long time, but I've never known you to be a writer. But I know that that's what I'm seeing. And so it's time for you to do it. And you're going to be able to do it relaxing and restful surrounding environment, so that you're able to let it just flow up out of you. Yes. Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. Man, I got to quit. Okay, so we're at 60 days and counting. Tomorrow will be 59 days, and I don't know if I'm going to be back on tomorrow or not. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be. This is really not, this is out of wheelhouse. This is not what I normally do. Anybody that knows me knows this is just not my thing. I'll do it, when I'm with the congregation that I lead here in Fitzgerald, in a more church setting, but online and on Facebook and all that stuff. The stigma that kind of comes along with all that kind of thing. And so if I can avoid coming back on tomorrow night, then I'm going to certainly do so. I was arguing about coming on tonight. I was like, nah, I want to do it, but here I am. Okay, but here I am. But I pray that you take the word that have been spoken tonight. And that you will apply them to your life, and that you are paying attention to what's happening in this moment over these next 60 days. Remember, this is accelerated manifestation. Accelerated manifestation. Accelerated manifestation. Don't take your dreams for granted, especially during this period of time. Make sure you keep a recording device or a piece of paper or something that you're able to write things down as soon as you wake up from the dream, so it doesn't escape you. Go ahead and write it down. Write it down. And if you don't know how to interpret dreams, or you don't get the immediate interpretation, then connect with somebody who's a dream interpreter. I interpret dreams. I'm sure there are other people on this line that interpret dreams as well. Make connections. Let's cross-pollinate. Let's network with each other so that you can get someone who can give you some insight as to what the dreams mean, because all your dreams during this period of time are significant. They are important. So, but pay attention to your dreams, even your daydreams, not just your night dreams, but your daydreams, when your mind takes off on its own and begins to wander. And you start seeing pictures and images within your mind eye. Pay attention to it. Just be like, oh my goodness, wait a minute, I need to come back to what I'm doing. Now, before you get back to it, start writing down what you were just daydreaming about, because it will have significance to it. Okay? All right. So, I'm again very reluctantly, but because I was asked about it, and someone threatened to beat me up if I didn't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and say that if you want to sow a seed tonight, you can. It is not required. You don't have to. This is not a game. I don't have no gimmicks or con games for you. This is not pay for play. You ain't paying for no prophecy or anything else like that. It's just that if you were ministered to by it, you see the value in what you received tonight, and you like to sow a seed, then you can do so by simply going to your mobile banking app, open the Zelle application there, and use the email that you see on your screen, and I will graciously receive whatever seed that you want to sow tonight. It is not mandatory. It is not something that you have to do, but it is something that you can do. We understand that we are innately generous because the nature of love is generosity, and God is love, and we are the reflection of God. So we are naturally and innately generous people, and we understand that the law of sowing and reaping and exchange and increase and all of these other things like that operates by us sowing and giving, and then we reap in greater proportion than what we've sown. But saying all of that, I still say that if you don't feel led to, you don't feel an unction to, you don't feel like, well, this is something I really want to do, then just simply don't do it. That's fine. That is fine. But those of you who do, who want to say, I appreciate what you've done here tonight, and I want to show you that I value the words that are coming from your mouth, and I value you as the vessel of God. I want to sow this seed into your life. Then you can do that as well. By using that information. All right. I've said everything that I'm going to say tonight, and I am just so extremely happy that all of you tuned in. I'm going to leave the video up so you can come back again and watch it on replay. You can share it on your page if you like. If you can tag other people in it if you want to, that's fine with me. It's also on YouTube. I'm streaming live on the YouTube page, Emerge YouTube page, as well as on the AIM Ministries page and the Emerge Facebook page, as well as my personal page. So we're streaming live across all 4 of those platforms right now, and it's also on the website. I do have a website. I encourage you to go and visit it. Let me see if I have that already programmed in here and I can put it on the screen. If not, then I'll just say it. I do not. Well, yeah, I do. Here it is. You can visit the website at www.aimministriesint.org. I would love for you to go visit the website, check it out, see everything that we're doing over there. There's a lot of good information there. There are a lot of other videos that are there that you can, check out and listen to. There's also a store at the end. I created this new business called Humanities. Humanity. You get to play on words. Humanity. Yeah. Anyway, you hit the shop button, you go in there, you'll see t-shirts, sweatshirts, and other things of that sort that are there. All of it designed by myself. You're more than welcome to go and check it out. If you want to order some things, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But check out the website. Continue to pray for me, intercede on my behalf. I really appreciate you. And let me tell you, all of you who inboxed me today with so much, confirmations of the things that were spoken to you on last night, and others of you just being encouraging and saying so many kind things. Trust me, I really, 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 really appreciate it. You have no idea how good it makes me feel and how loved it makes me feel. I really appreciate everything that you say and do. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will continue to be in prayer for you as you pray for me. Accelerated manifestation.